YouTube, how like you doing? This is Corey with Watcher Rooms. It's funny. Like right before I started recording, I coughed, and I was like, "Let's not do that." I would hate to get sick right now. So, anyways, the main thing that I wanted to talk about, because I actually noticed this because I was eating Chipotle, right, and I was just really bored, and I was just staring at the screen. I was like, "Huh, something." It's like they're trying to tell us something. And then I just kind of started looking. I was like, okay, we see some ancient shards. We see King Horus here. Obviously, I'm assuming that this is going to be King Horus. It would just make sense, considering that Moontron has discussed within their previous interview with like all the content creators that they're trying to focus on the Northerner faction. So I'm just going to assume that this is King Horus. It looks very King Horus coded, right? And then also looking at this guy, who's another Northerner unit that's a tactician, because obviously he's on a reindeer right now, right? He's on Rudolph. I'm going to assume that's Astral or Astral, however you say him. Say his name. So those are the two units that I'm just presuming are shown here. Then I was kind of like bored, right? So you see the ancient crystal here, see some rare summoning crystals, and if you look over here, like towards the right, you see some divines, and then if I move my head, what is that? That's a Soulstone, right? So I'm assuming that one of two things is happening. We are getting a free Soulstone, which is the unpolished one. As you can see, they haven't given out a polished Soulstone in before the unpolished Soulstone system even came out, right? So it looks like there's a unpolished Soulstone that we might get. Now, here's the thing that's a little bit interesting, because if you remember to the anniversary, right, we actually did get a unpolished Soulstone, but we had to buy it. It was in a pack alongside some ancients and some diamonds, and I think there's some stamina potions as well. But the total was about $100, and you got the unpolished Soulstone. My question is, are we heading for a similar thing? Now, I would hope that we are not, because it looks like it's like surrounded by gifts and things like this. But I'm also a little bit cautious, because technically the gift could be the ability to purchase said Soulstone. So one thing that I really want to tell Moonton, if they're watching, which I know they watch my videos. Come on, who doesn't, right? Joking. But on a serious note, right? Don't sell the Soulstone for Christmas. That would feel like absolute dog water. Give it away for free. And then, if you feel so inclined, then sell one for like $50. Because I will say, the previous price point of $100, which was obviously accompanied by some other things for the anniversary, was a little bit steep, because obviously, technically, you are getting additional resources. But ultimately, you mainly feel like you're paying $100 for a Soulstone. That doesn't necessarily feel that good, even though technically you're getting like $60 worth of items in conjunction with that Soulstone, right? So the Soulstone technically costs like $40, but you're spending $100 for the Soulstone, realistically, right? So don't sell it, just give it away for free, because if you are an older player, you can think back to the last Frostfall Jamboree, which was actually a really good event. And another thing that I've noticed, right? During the anniversary, we got a Soulstone. And technically, we didn't have another major event until this recent collab. The collab was the Vladimir, the Dracula collab. In theory, in previous years, within that 3-month gap between the anniversary and then, which was July, in October, in theory, we would have had another event, which would have given us a free unpolished Soulstone. We didn't get that this time. We basically got an event in November that gave us a Soulstone for a unit that was already predetermined. So that's a little bit of a deviation, so just bear in mind, obviously, two things, right? We're technically behind on Soulstone provisions, so we might get two, right? One by sale and then one by reward. I would accept that. Now, another thing, right? If you are just hoarding Soulstones, like I know for me, hold on, where am I? I have two, right? So I have two stacked up. If they sell another one, I am A3ing my Lady Alexandra ASAP instantly, right? However, if they're selling one and then giving one, then you have some choices, right? Because you at least have two soul stones to go ahead and use. So what I would recommend if you do get a soul stone within these next couple of days or anything like that, I would just hold off and see what the news officially breaks out to. But as it stands, I think it's fair to assume that a soul stone is on the way within the next 20 days. See ya.